Yeah, we're live. We're live. So, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Godwins. I did promise that I'm going to be back again to discuss something I believe is so important for everyone who has a mind for business, somebody who is thinking of going to business, or somebody who's already in business. You want to do something that you feel that will impact on you as a person, change your financial fortune. I'm here today in this studio on Leadership Zone with two young men, intelligent people, all right, business people that I've known over the years. And I think it's over 20 years now that I've known these men. I've seen them when they had nothing, and I've seen them when they have a lot. Okay. And this is going to be a very great conversation today. I want to welcome you to Leadership Zone with Dr. Godrins, and I'm here with uh, my friends, Dr. Shego Shidaro. Man, this is a serial entrepreneur. I don't want to read, if you see the flyer, I've read out a lot of things that this man has done. And I'm also here with Prince Adeyinka Ali. Prince Adeyinka Ali is a politician. He's also a serial entrepreneur. All right. I'm so glad to have them with me today in this studio. And I'm trusting that our conversation is going to be of a great blessing to you. If you are live with us today or you are stumbling on this video anytime soon that you are seeing this video, I want to I want to really appeal to you to take your time to go through this conversation because it's going to help you a lot. We are discussing today the subject, the cost of doing business in Nigeria. And I want to promise you this conversation, if you're a Ghanaian, a Kenyan, a South African, a Zimbabwe, a person from Cameroon, this conversation does not exclude your country because we are talking about the African continent. And if you are not a Nigerian or you are not an African, you live outside the scope of the African continent, I believe strongly that this conversation is also for you. The reason is because business everywhere is the same, but the context may be different. And I'm saying that there are certain things you can pick out of this conversation today, and you are going to be tremendously blessed. Like I did say to you, come with your popcorn and bottled water, or you have a soft drink. All right, because this is a studio conversation. And if you have a pen, please get a pen and a paper because myself, I need to jot out some things because I also want to do business on a large scale. So I'm here, Prince Adenike Ali. Can you say hi to our people? And maybe a brief intro what you are doing, your business, what you are doing, and when you are done, Dr. Shego Shidaro also will give us a brief of what he's doing. All right. God bless you. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you very much, Dr. Godwins. It's good to be with you in Godwins Aguda Studio.
You're welcome, sir.
Um, Social greetings to my friend, Honorable Dr. Ambassador Shegun Shidairo. It feels great to be in the same circle with this man full of knowledge. He's actually a working knowledge, the way I usually call him. He is someone so great that is qualified enough to be um, a mentor. Yeah, thank you very much, Dr. Godwin, for this invitation. I appreciate it a lot. Yes, you described me as a politician the last time. Yeah, by what I do, I I qualify to be called a politician, even though naturally I do not want to see myself as a politician because the word politician is so bastardized that in our own setting so much that when you it connotes a kind of negativity in which I do not want to be associated with negativity. Why do people like us venture into politics? It's because we see some lapses in the setting. And of course, we have been in business. I've been in business over the years. Of course, it spans more than 10 years. Let me just put it that like that. It spans over 10 years. So, and I'm seeing from my experience and what I see that's actually happening, I know that what is deficient in our system is the political will. So that's why I sojourn into politics. And so if you now call me a politician, Well, I can agree with you that yeah, by half of what I do now, okay, politician, yes, but then because I want to effect some changes in politics, so that's why for me, if you call me, I would rather want to be described as a professional in politics because we are into politics to effect some changes. So I've
All
been
right.
in business, into hospitality business over the years, and marrying it, I'm still doing it, hospitality business okay, background banking, and also for now, I'm into real estate business. Thank
All right.
you.
So yeah, thank you for that for bringing that correction. Okay, it's a professional in politics. I appreciate that you are into real estate, and I also understand that you do hospitality by the side also. All right. So before we start talking on one of the issues that we want to raise today, which is the cost of doing business in Nigeria, I would like Dr. Shego Shidairo to just give us a brief of what it does, and then move into let's start discussing the cost of doing business in Nigeria. There's somebody who is in one corner and who wants to do business. What and what should they begin to think about?
All right, thank you very much, Dr. Godwins. I call him the professor. Professor, thank you very much for bringing this up. It's a good one to inspire somebody out there to learn and see what's. And also, my very good friend, Prince Adeyinkali, you know, thank you for all you do. We've been friends for many years and you're always supportive, being there to see to the needs of people around you and seeing having that passion for your dear state. And I know one day you surely get there to make impact and to effect changes. You know, thank you very much. I'm Shegun Oshundairu. I'm the CEO Arcview Investments Limited, a real estate development company here in Lagos. We operate in three countries. That's in Lagos, in Turkey, and in the US, in Eastern Texas. And also we have estates cut across three states here in Lagos, in Ogun, and in Oyo states. We what we do is to bridge the gap between the tenants and you bringing you to the from taking you from the realm of a tenant, turning you to a landlord. So we bridge the gap between either the moneyless, the primary landowners, or governments, and you also the off takers, you know, making sure that we fine tune everything and just provide solutions. So that's what we do in the real estate space. We provide solutions. Thank you.
So let's go into our conversation today. The cost of doing business in Nigeria. The cost of doing business in Nigeria. I would like us to pick up from Dr. Shego Shidaro. Like I said in the introduction, I knew when you were just trying to grapple with the process of going into your business. So, and of course, for those who are listening to us, the cost of doing business in Nigeria is not just about the money, the cost. How much do I need to do business? That is not what are the things it entails to do business in Nigeria. So, I want to pick up with Dr. Shida. Let's pick up from there. So, let's have this conversation.
Yes, thank you. Nigeria is such a very blessed country. There is nothing you are looking for in this world. Talk about natural resources that is not available in Nigeria. So we should just be like the bride of all other nations. But we all missed it, one way or the other. And we are here, we are. And also talking about the population, about 300 million, you know, citizens. It goes a long way. And also the youth, we have productive youth, agile youth that can work and that talk about creativity. They are very creative because I've been able to interact with many of them, and I could see that there's something missing. The missing link there that needed to be bridged. You know, and talk about our weather. We have very good weather in this country. There is nothing like maybe any natural disaster. We have never experienced earthquake, landslide. volcanic eruption or anything wrong like that. So the land is green and is blessed, but we have all missed it. We left from the basics, and now we are here. We are talking about business. Business is about you buying of goods and services, solving problems, and so the real cost, goes beyond the daily transactional. No, the real cost has to do with both direct costs, has to do with indirect costs, and for me, there is something called the unforeseen cost that must be prepared for. You know, Despite all the opportunities available, there are challenges also available that you must always think along as you are coming out to set off a business. Okay, if you are coming out to set off a business, let me start from that standpoint. Number one is that you must have the knowledge of any business you are coming into. Like for me, I did 2 years internship before venturing into what I am doing today, which is real estate. I did my internship with Grace Sword Multi Concept Limited, and I was able to learn the ropes, learn the business. 2 years, and I did marketing, administrative, operations. Went to site. I was, understanding how it works. So knowing about what to do is very, very important. You must learn it. Even Bible says that my people perish because they lack knowledge. So if you don't want to perish, you must go for knowledge. Number two, now that you have a foundation, you must have a business plan, what to run with. You know, a business plan is like the architectural design of a house to be built. So that will serve as okay, this is it, as a guide. Number three is that you must, the financials. There must be, you must seek how to get the money in doing the business, because if there's no money in place, there is no way you can start any business. We started this organization with money. So financials is very important. You must get that in place. Number four is about the leadership and management. You must leaders in that organization must always put up their thinking cap and make sure that they create ideas. They are always innovative. Someone said that if you don't innovate, you die. So you must always innovate and come up with ideas about how to, doing things well and how to move up and move. And your team too, you must have a very strong team in place. Your team to manage the functional areas in that organization. I'm talking about the all the departments like marketing, the legal aspects, that's the law in terms of regulations, administrative, operations. Just like us, our operations talk about the site, all the workers working, the site engineers, the architects, the contractors. There are many of them there. So you must have the best of the best hands to give you good results. And you must also adapt, because we live in a world that is ever changing. What works 2 years ago may not work now. So you must think to adapt with changes, with technological changes. You must always think of what's new, what's out there. Now we talk about AI. How does it impact, or how is it going to impact into your business? I read a report how Netflix took out Blockbuster.
Yeah,
In the US before, Blockbuster used to be the main company in terms of films,
yeah,
and but because they failed to adapt, they failed to innovate and move into the tech space. You know, Netflix came and started streaming online, and
yeah,
everybody just moved, and that is that. And we have seen many other companies like that have gone. So you must always think of how to adapt. Again, you must choose the best location. Location is business is location sensitive. If you want to, like, we have different human strata, classes in life. You have the low income earners, you have the middle income earners, you have the high income earners, you also have the elite. So which space are you operate? Are you ready to operate in? This is very important for anybody coming into the business. It's also a cost on its own that must be understood, because your location is will determine your services. Okay, now I am from Mushin, and but because I'm doing a real estate business that is globally accepted, I am not in Mushin doing it. I am We are here on, we are in Maryland and Tony, that, and that is how to go about it. So location is very, very important. So all this you must first set, this platform before now moving, now launching out, which is going to be my next um,
All right.
information. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. I want to play a video before I come to President Kali to respond to that. I want to play a video, and I think this video should. Yeah, okay, we can all hear the video. I would like us to react to the video because the man was making a point, and I want to see how important is this point in some of the things you have mentioned.
There are 5 ways of making money, 5 ways of getting rich. People will only give you money as a means of getting whatever it is that they want. Do you copy that?
No, I don't copy.
Money is a reward of services rendered to people. You can only make money legitimately when you render services to people. But your first assignment is to find out what the people around you need. And then your second assignment is to find out what skills and gifts you have to meet their needs. Do you copy that?
Oh yes. Now I copy.
Get a pen and paper.
Okay.
Now, write down 3 things, gifts or skills that you think you have, or something you're very passionate about. This is the greatest evil of the modern times. People want to make money without knowing themselves. One of the strong pillars of financial independence is self-knowledge. You must know your strength and your weaknesses, your God-given gifts, talents, and skills you may have acquired through education and training. Wale, you make money by solving problems. When you know yourself, meet me at home. Second class upper. Yet he doesn't know himself. I think our government has to revisit our educational curriculum from primary to university education.
So that is my craft, one of my films. I titled the film The Counselor. So the man you saw in the film actually was like a business counselor to a young man who was struggling. Okay, so it said some things there, and you guys, I respect you guys in business so well. And it made mention of the fact that you self-knowledge. Can everybody be an entrepreneur? Or are there people who are entrepreneurs but have not discovered themselves? Okay, so I would like I saw that Dr. Oshidaru was taking notes, but I want Alice Smith to respond to some of those things and go into the cost of doing business to add to what Dr. Oshidaru had discussed.
Okay, yeah, that's actually a very beautiful video that you just played, and I think that is speaking to the C's of even starting business. One of those things that person talked about is the competence, and the competence are started with what you naturally know how to do, that you do freely without so much of hurdle like that. I think that's what that video is speaking to, and also too, it's very important when we talk about cost of doing business, because you know with that, the person has just to simplify it, saying that you are starting that business with the competence that you don't have to even start spending so much. This might be competence you've actually acquired over the period of time, and which has naturally become something so easy that you can do it even merely for fun. And then, even if you are not paid for it, but now there is a charge in that video saying that what is the felt need that you know that is around you, which are actually the place at which you can actually start business. Look at the felt need around. Oh, I want to go out to work every morning. I see a lot of people queuing out there. Maybe I go out in the morning, let's say 7 a.m., and I see that a lot of us will have to queue, maybe rush, jump, and do all of those things. Is to tell you that there is need for transportation around there, and that's how you spot needs around. So that one has actually talked about the competence, and then the capital part of it is more part of cost of doing business, which I will still talk about. As we go. But we talk about the competence, the capital of it now is how do you assess money, or maybe now I should now redirect to the general broadcast of cost of doing business. Cost of doing business in Nigeria, as we see it, you will be talking about labor, you'll be talking about energy, you'll be talking about infrastructure, you'll be talking about political will, you'll be talking about ease of doing business. They kind of it all, because I will be talking in relation of the video that you played. So I'll be marrying it with the factors that I feel that you should consider when you're thinking of doing business in this country. So the ease of doing business, which is part of the infrastructure part of it, that all of these starts with the government. But to start a business, start with you. Starting with you from that video, I would rather want to speak to um, the rational part, the rationality part of it, to say, looking inward, looking inward, I want to do business. What is that thing that I know I can do? First off, you might be a salary earner, and you might be satisfied with whatever it is that you're being paid. But you must get to that point of dissatisfaction, that I am not satisfied with what I am doing. It's not to say that you are disgruntled with the work you are doing. No. If you don't like what you are doing, I would be the first to advise you to say, check out, leave it, don't do it. But first off, what you want to do, you want to do business. You must be dissatisfied to say, oh, because that's saying in my own local palace that says that iṣẹ́ ọmọ aláṣẹ jẹ, òwò ọmọ aláṣẹ là. So, meaning that you might just be working and be feeding and be fine. You can be contented, that is fine. But if you are the type that desire to say, oh, you want to affect life much more than what you are doing in a place, that's the place of, oh, you are dissatisfied with what you are, the present position, and then you want to more. And wanting more now is to say that, okay, if you want more, then you must solve problem. And then if you have to solve problem, you must spot one. And if you are spotting one, it's to say that you are looking inward. When they say there is a creation ex nihilo, do I actually subscribe to it? No. The person that created ex nihilo actually has the picture of what he's creating. So let there be light. There was the idea of what light looked like was in the inside. So for me, I'll say look inward first off. What is that thing you want to do? It's not everybody that pictures it, but you can picture that problem you want to solve, and then you must be dynamic in solving the problem you want to solve. The cost of labor in Nigeria, we have it. You know, I'm trying to, what I'm trying to do is the video you play and then trying to bring it to the Nigerian context now. What I'm just trying to do now, because people that have seen that video will actually look at, okay, this is what we are talking about. And then if we are picking it from just the general Nigerian context, it might not be clear. So for me, if that has addressed the part of the video, then we are talking about Nigeria in itself. Labor, we have labor in abundance in this country. We have labor and it is very cheap. It is very cheap. So for Nigeria to launch into true worth of this country, the labor is there. So getting access to labor is not a big deal in this country that we are in. And one other thing is having access to finance, which is the capital, the part of the C's that speaker was talking about in that video, which is the finance, is the capital part of it, is the finance. But then, do we have access to it? Because if you must do business, you need this capital. You need the capital. Then we now look at it that what is happening. Do we really have access to this capital? If you have access to it, what at what cost is it coming to you? At what cost is it coming to you? I must say it to you, it is not cheap to access funds in this country. It might be there, quite frankly, but then it is not cheap. I would just want to generalize everything that I'm saying now to see that everything about doing business, we have them in abundance in this country. We have access to the what's it called? The land, the capital, some infrastructure which are natural resources that me I would want to see. Those are the natural resources like that. But the political will is the problem. The political will is the problem, and that is what affects every other factors that we have in this country of that's affecting the ease of doing business. Imagine that recently, tax is another thing, and recently you see that federal government they just signed a bill into law, and then that is addressing the imbalance that we have in the tax system of this country. Fine. Up, clearly, half of this country are in abject poverty. Half of the population of this country. And then, if they have tried to address that one, then another question that comes to mind is, oh, in the tripod of taxation that we have, oh, the legislative part is the only thing that have just been addressed. The administrative part. What happens to the administrative part? These people that were actually going to be enforcing it, are they going to be true to it? And then if they are going to be true to it like that, because human beings will be human being, corruption is so endemic in this country. It's so enormous that it has permitted into every one of us. And then we are just striving to say, can we correct it? The technology that is required to drive some of these things is in place. Are we there yet? We are not there yet. And then we'll be looking at it. Oh, okay. Let me just leave it at that. That okay. The jurisprudence of it. Do we still have the justice system that can actually strike the balance of things in this country? We are still not there. But then, for me, let me take it back to say I will be speaking because, in quote, I'm a politician. The political imbalance is the main problem that we're having in doing business in this country.
Oh, all right. Thank you so much, Prince Adeninkali. I looked at the few things you talked about, which is the subject of competence. Now, the man in the video was addressing the guy does not know himself. And he made a statement. And let me allow Dr. Ishidaru to capture that. Some of the things in the studio. And I really appreciate he talked about the competence, talked about the capital. And I'm going to, if I can't do that today, in the next video, in the next program, we'll have to talk about to raise capital. Because you people raise capital, you have to tell us. Now I know that your businesses run in billions now, okay? So how did you raise capital from the beginning? I don't want to go into that now because I will be skipping. I don't want to skip that. All right. But I would like Dr. Oshida to respond to the video and the things he wants to add to it. And Alice Smith talked about political will. So if I take what I jotted here about competence, capital, and corruption, as the three C's that will pull out from what you said: competence, capital, and corruption. All of those things are impact on the business. Am I correct, sir? Did I capture your thought well, Alice Smith?
You actually did. You
Okay,
actually did.
okay. So, Dr. Oshundaru,
All right, thank you very much, my prof. Like you mentioned, you asked a question that can everyone do business, or is everybody doing
are we
business?
all
For me,
entrepreneurs? Can we all
for
be
me, it's
entrepreneurs?
yes. It's actually yes for me, because what is business? It's actually an activity, for you providing goods and or services, or just for you making money at the end of the day, for profit making, just making sure that things are working. So anywhere you are now, either you are working as what we are doing, or you are working in the government space, you are actually doing business, business of creating value in exchange. Either you are providing services, you are actually that's what you are doing, because people do come in around. We go there to process our papers, and in that office, they move from one desk to another. You're actually doing just like you are also providing some services by writing script, you know, uh, turning it into a film. People come in, watch those films, and they learn from it, and they pay also. And you can sell some of your films to Netflix, and they stream it online, and that everywhere in the world. So we are all doing, and not for we also into goods. We are selling houses, something you can feel, you can see, and that's so we are all operating as businessmen or women. So that's it. And also, we our government needs to do something. For in fact, I'm so passionate about this. Our curriculum needs to change. That man said a 2-1 product that does not even know himself, no self-awareness, does not even understand the reason for his existence. uh Even Jesus Christ, the Son of God, he knew why he came to this world. He said it that it was because to save the captive, and he mentioned all that. So you must know why, what is it that you are doing, and also you must be able to. Okay, Arkview Investment Limited, we are building houses and solving housing problems. We have been able to see the lacuna. We have been able to see that gap. The government in Nigeria, they are not building anything, not building for anybody. The government of Buhari for 8 years was able to build just 3,700 houses. In fact, that cannot even accommodate a local government, not to even talk about the world in the whole country. So the lacuna is there. So before entering into jumping into anyone, you must be able to know, okay, can I play and do well in this space? Hope this space is not saturated, so that you will not get lost, in the business environment. So you must be able to identify opportunities. You must be able to know that, okay, this space I am entering, I am going to do well in it. So for us, we have been able to see that, and we saw that. But we can, if we can build as many as possible, it's something that we're going to sell. I so much love that video. It's like very brief, but I gained so much from it. The man said money is a reward for services rendered. Money is a reward for services rendered. That shows that there must be something you are ready to give out before you can gain something. So if you are not ready to solve a problem forget about it. There's no money to be made, So you want to make money, you must be ready to what? Give out. So our curriculum should be worked on. Government should work on our curriculum. It's unfortunate that the curriculum that we use in between 1999 in our philosophy class and the year 2004 is what they are still using up to today. They have not changed it. Now that we have AI, they have not changed it. They are still working. So, and how, you wonder the level and the type of graduates they are churning out every year.
Yeah.
When I do interviews here, in our interview sessions here, you wonder and you just see that we have half-baked graduates, and it's unfortunate. So for me, I would like to also toe the part of my friend Prince Adeyinka. Government needs to do more. We have submitted our rights to them to help us to have a level playing ground in doing so much, in prospering. When you travel out of the country, for example, in the US, 67% of of Americans live in their homes bought through mortgage system. They have a functional mortgage system in place that would afford them to pay for 30 years. As they are enjoying the house, they are also paying, and that will give them the idea of the fact that you have to work more so that you can also pay your bills. And in Nigeria, the reverse is the case. So they have to look into this mortgage system to also help us and do so much. We have so many challenges in the country that is affecting like I said when we were actually chatting, our national grid alone is a problem. There are some places that we don't have, they don't have electricity, and with that, business can never thrive in darkness. Even when God wanted to create the world, the first thing He said was, "Let there be light," and He provided light. What is light? That will give direction. It will help His vision, and He will be able to see His creation. So government needs to work on that, because what we spend, even as a company, on electricity bills, apart what we don't even have, because now they said they have removed the subsidy, and we are on ban hay, and we have to pay about 280 naira per kilowatt. It's so much that you have to struggle all around it. And also you have to buy diesel, which is very expensive now, about 1,000 plus per liter. So that's that on the side. The financial aspect also, for you to do business in Nigeria, the interest rate is about 36%. The cheapest you can get is about 32%. So which business are you going to do? So that at the end of the day, you're going to make about 50%. So you are going to be removing 32% to the bank, and you now have your own gain in this country. And that's why people are falling victims. They want to do MMM, they want to do CBEX, and that's why. And at the end of the day, they get their fingers burnt, because to really do business here and make the money, you in fact need to go the extra mile. Area of transportation, they need to look into transportation, make it seamless. In the West, they have the rail system that works. You can move from one end to another with just buy a ticket, just up into the train, sit quite gently, and then you are there. But we don't have that yet. We are still struggling with that. So there are so much to still be done there. In fact, even the regulatories, like in Turkey, we have a project. It took us 3 months to get all the papers for the project.
In Turkey.
3 months.
In Turkey.
Turkey. The Republic of Turkey. 3 months.
When we're going to Dubai, me and Alice Smith, we had a stopover in Turkey, right?
Yeah, that should be Istanbul.
And it's a beautiful place to be. Yeah.
Very beautiful, massive. 3 months to get all your approvals, your documents settled. But in Nigeria, sometimes might take you 5 years,
Well,
and that will erode the investors' confidence in giving you money, because you have to go for, there's something called variation, because you had planned with 2 years, and now it's taking you 5 years to get approvals to build. Inflation might set in. There might be a recession. Now in Nigeria, we are experiencing hyperinflation. There is serious economic downturn, that goods and services, prices of building materials has skyrocketed. In fact, cement went from 2005 to about 14,000 naira at a point, almost about 500% increment so, and you are still processing papers. You are still trying to. So the cost of doing business here is not okay. I've laid the foundation, like I mentioned, about 6 points. You must have the extra. Now we have what is called direct costs. We have indirect costs. We also have systemic costs, which I called earlier the unforeseen cost. What you must plan for before you can thrive, because in Nigeria, everybody has got situations, everybody has got concerns, everybody has got issues, everybody has challenges.
Dr. Oshidano, sorry, I don't want to cut you, but the way two of you are talking, I'm afraid of going to business. Okay. I'm afraid of going to business in Nigeria. Can you give me some hope of how to go about it?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
we are getting
yes.
close to, we have less than 20 minutes, but I want somebody to leave this broadcast today and say, I listened to those two men. I was almost dying in my business. I wanted to read something here. Yeah, we have access. This man's prime realty says we have access to capital, to human capital, but not taking advantage of human capital. And I think both you and Prince Adenkali already said that, and I think he was supporting the idea that Nigeria has a lot of human capital, where a lot of people. Our population should be an advantage to us. If you are selling a product to just 100,000 people per month, you see how much you'll be making. He said China did, and what they used to transform. Okay, and that's what they used to transform their country. And this person said again, I totally agree with Dr. Shengo Shidaro. The world is in the tech space now. The current curriculum needs to be scrapped. And he said again, to do business in Nigeria, if you are not resilient, you can't go far. And I think behind the scene, you told me that the other time, Dr. Shidaro, you told me that the courage to push. All right, so I really want us to tidy up a little bit. And please don't let me forget to also emphasize Agview Investment Limited is one of the leading real estate companies in Lagos, specialized in affordable properties around Lagos, Ogun State. All right, 022 Taufik. I've asked your boss to send me one that is cheap. That is cheap. I've not been able to. So it's affordable, but he has not allowed me to afford it. We'll talk about that later. So that is from Agview, which is the company that my friend and my brother is running. We also have their numbers here. If you want to pick up the number and be able to reach across to them, that would be good. I know they have properties in a lot of places around those areas. I'm just praying that one day I'll be able to afford those properties that they said are affordable. Okay. All right. So I really want us to I want to leave this state today and think of the business I want to do. I have a lot of hope. Can you just walk me through the process of running a successful business? The cost is enormous. The problems are there. Next time we come again, you all have to tell us how you started your business and broke into billions. Yeah, I know you are a rich man. You may look young, but I know your worth. Okay. So help me. That's the cry of somebody behind the scene. Help me out.
Well, thank you very much. The first thing you have to do is that you must plan realistically and build buffers. You must be very realistic, in doing business here. That is, you must avoid multiple diversifications.
Mm.
You must be very realistic. You must plan yourself very well. It's very important. I wrote down some points. Number two is that you must also leverage tech, because we are in the world of tech now. There are many solutions out there that will surely help you. And we saw that with the likes of MoneyPoint and Hopi. They brought tech into the banking space, and they said this is fintech now. It's no longer the conventional banks, and they are competing with the existing banks, you know, with technology, and which is very so. You want to thrive here, deploy tech, because you have government to contend with. You also have your personnel to contend with. I'm talking about even your staff. So, but when you have a very solid infrastructure and system in place, it will surely help. In fact, you have your customers to contend with. Some of them are already they are not smiling. So, but when you have very good system in place, it's very important. You have to build local partnership. That is by networking with some of the players in your industry or in the business space. So, like in Nigeria, for example, I believe our government should encourage local productions. Most of the building materials, like what we import, they should support local productions. Like tiles, POPs. They still import POPs materials as Prince of Paris. This thing still import. We import some of the chemicals in doing most of these paints. In doors, we still import doors from Turkey. We still do. In fact, about 70% of building materials are still imported. You see, and what we even have here, like the granite, the sharp sand, all the stone base and everything. You need so much money to buy diesel, to mine, and to bring out all this sand and moving them to the site. So it's a big so you can partner with local vendors in doing most of the network and do most of this thing. Try to also diversify too. If you are doing business in Nigeria, I'm going to advise this to everyone. Don't do one business, do two or three, so that when one is failing, one will be doing well. You know, just like me, I'm not doing one, I'm doing multiple businesses. So I know
Almost 5 or 6. That's what I call senior entrepreneur. Okay.
so that because I knew when COVID came, I lost some businesses out. But thank God that I was doing, I had others that, and I built buffers, so you have to diversify, at least do three, engage in industry network, and also try and connect with government officials, because they are very, very critical and crucial in your business. They can make you or mar you. If you see some of these big players doing business in Nigeria, they are friends to all the any government in place. So because they would have some of those young guys in there would have hinted you ahead that we are coming to build a bridge there. Don't go and buy that land. A friend of mine lost his business last year because he bought some government lands, and the government decided not to approve approve his papers. But because we had an insider then told us that don't go there, because government, they have a plan for that very place, and that saved us. So you must you must roll with them. You must know how to partner with them. You must know how to lobby. You must know how to have that energy to wait with them. Just try and connect with them. It's very important. Then try and get talent. There are some young guys that are tech savvy, that are very smart, that can help you to provide solutions. Try and connect with them, and always seek out for opportunities. Opportunities there are several of the opportunities in Nigeria. Nigeria is a land filled with opportunities, because Our government, they are not really doing so much. So many things are left undone. Like for example, in the real estate space now, there are several opportunities there, but you have to open your eyes. You have to open your eyes and know where to invest so that you learn how to invest right. Don't invest in the wrong side of the law. So that's that for now.
Thank you so much. I would like, as we have about 9 minutes to drop this, I would like um, President Kali to add a voice to that. I know today has been a very, my note is filled up. My note is filled up with a lot of ideas that you have talked about. The next time I would like to have the two of you here, you have to tell us, like I said, how you started. I'm already thinking of coming to Intel in that view now. Come as an intern. So,
Like I
so
said, you must learn it. You must learn
yes.
how to do it. Some of our men that started, some years now, today they are developers. We have trained them. We had allocated land to them to go and fly. In fact, as a company, we have done about 30.
Hmm.
Yes, companies. I saw one of them about 2 days ago on my way to our site in the Mowiadis, Uche. And I was impressed, seeing and he started here, you know. We came from
So this
so
this this is actually going to make me say something like this. If you are on this call or you stumble on this video, I know there are people on YouTube and also people on Facebook, or you stumble on this video later. Don't kill the talents that come to learn from you. Don't become a competitor to them. Is that what you are saying, Dr. Oshidaro? Don't become a competitor to your proteges.
yeah.
Build them and release them. The sky is big enough for the birds of the air to fly wherever.
Yes, yes,
Only
yes.
you cannot do the whole property in Lagos. You need to push
No,
people.
push people
So,
to greatness.
so there's no need to compete with your subordinates.
No, no,
And I think everybody should have to learn that in leadership. You don't need to become a competitor with that guy.
yep.
Compliment him, empower him. Let him
So,
tell a story about his future, and he has a space for you in his autobiography. All right. Let me
yep.
not go into that. That's my serious area. So that before we don't leave the President Kelly, let's hear from you, sir.
Okay, yeah. Um, of course, we are striking more balance in this. Dr. Shidairo has actually mentioned about the big shot of the business. And since the essence of this session is to encourage more people, so I would rather want to come a little bit down low to say you can actually start business from anywhere and everywhere. So, because it appears as if when we started, we are making it seem difficult, like, oh, to start business in this country is so difficult and all of fine. Those are the challenges that we face. But that's not to say for you to be discouraged and not wanting to do the business. You have to do the business somehow. Somehow, anyhow, you just have to start it. If you at all you just want to start, the very first thing among the factors that we talk about the labor. The labor is you from the start. So you have that one inherent. So you don't have to seek for that one. For you to start, you have yourself to start. And I've actually I encourage that you should look inward to say that you want to start this, then look inward to see what you want to do. I know while we're talking the other time, we'll talk about energy as one of the challenges, and it's actually a factor as far as cost of doing business in this country. So if you look at energy as it is like that, for some people from the start, I must say to you that aside from every other business, to say, okay, in banking, when I wanted to diversify and do some other business, I started with barber shop. I started with barber shop. And that barber shop, I think I started with about maybe 200,000 naira. And this is about, I'm talking about some 13 years ago. Like that. So with now, if they are seeing that energy is a problem, do you know that we now have some clippers that you do not need electricity 247 to use them? Once you charge it, it's enough to cover for a day. Some very strong ones, it's enough. So you don't see the problem of energy as a problem to say, ah, because of that, you will not start this. No, start somehow. It's just for you to look for ways at which you can strike the balance. So we mentioned also too say, oh, taxation. Do you know that the new government, the new law now is to say that if you are earning below 1.3 million naira, you are free. Government will not tax you. If you are earning less than 1.3 million naira, and then 1.3 million, even if you are in paid employment, 1.3 million naira that we talk about here, some other they have discounted it somehow. Maybe you are paying for mortgage, maybe you are paying for every other cost that you have to pay for. Those ones have been discounted. So you can actually start business, and your business, so if you are still in tax regime too, if you are earning less than if your turnover is still less than say 100 million, you are still free. So now register business, start something. Businesses as it is now, do you know it is possible that because you know there is risk in everything, and we know there are some other factors associated with this, it's not enough to say you want to stop. No, start something. What start you can start a car wash business. You can start even with the real estate business thing that we'll talk about. It doesn't cost you much. You can rent a two-bedroom apartment, furnish it to taste. Just what do we need in hospitality business? Just ensure the environment is serene. Serene is that very, very neat. Once it's neat and you have some little features in it, you can start business. That's another real estate business on its own. You can actually start business. Yo, you do not have money at all. Oh, but at least you have 2,000 naira. If you have 2,000 naira, I'm telling you, you can still go to, if we're talking from Lagos here, from my 12. You can buy and resell. If you want to grow to 50,000, send some 50,000 out to the north and say somebody can just supply you. They supply you based on trust. I know there's some risk in it, but then they will still supply you. You will not have to pay for transportation. It is when it gets here. You sell. Even from there, before they offload it, even from the trailer, you can sell and make some money. I'm trying to say that don't see challenges. All these things are possible. You just must start from somewhere. Starting, and it has to be something inside of you. Look inward and say you want to start and get into action. Part of things that we have gathered in Lagos is to be rugged, to be dogged. And these are things that comes naturally when they say, oh, you don't have to go and sort for other things. No, you have this thing, hunger begets talents, the way we said around here, like that. Just be focused. Another factor that which I know we have not actually mentioned is the cultural factor. Yeah, yeah, there's actually a debate that's ongoing presently that about Pastor Bolaji trying to say some Igbos that okay, Yorubas not fierce and Igbos are more rugged and all of those things like that. Yeah, it has to be like that. But then in Lagos, we have all the culture here situated here. So in this country, there is balancing. Just look for, don't see the problem, see it as a challenge, and then how do you solve this problem? And once you have looked inward and you are dissatisfied, then you can actually launch out and achieve what you need to achieve.
Thank you so much. You have done so great to us today, and I'm very grateful for your comments. Sincerely, I believe that a lot of people have learned, and I tell you, without exaggerating, I have my note here, and I jotted. All right, I jotted. I want to play a video. I wish we can continually do this and enlighten people as we have the time. I tell you, there's no how somebody has not learned something today. I've read so much books on businesses, and I did that to be able to generate a script. Like I said the other time, I found out that people don't read as such again. So I take those knowledge and I script there. And that was one of the things you saw the other time. I'm going to play one video now. I want us to listen to it as we try to sign up for today. I tell you, I'm extremely blessed. And if you're here, this has blessed you, share with somebody. I still have a lot to learn from these guys. I have a lot to learn from them. I have a lot of things. I have questions that pile up in my mind that I have not even asked. Okay, because I know them and I know they have a lot to share. So I want to play this video and I will appreciate all of us saying this and let's see what it says to us.
Before you go, I want you to note the following things. Number one, don't employ more than necessary. Secondly, employ based on merit and not just by blood relations alone. Then thirdly, your income must always supersede your expenditure. Thank you. It must always supersede your expenditure. Number 4, treat our customers well because they are the source of our wealth. Number 5, care, respect, and value other employees. Number 6, show good example to other employees. Number 7, you can reject a bad opinion or a bad suggestion without rejecting the person who gives the suggestion. Number 8, always treat our customers as kings because they are. Number 9, don't wait for customers to come. Always go after them. Therefore, always open the front doors for customers and make sure you shut the back doors so that they don't leave. Lastly, which is number 10, don't steal my money. If you need any support, please ask me. Okay? These are the principles that has helped us to grow to this extent. So please keep them. Is that okay?
Yes, sir.
Congratulations.
Thank you, sir. All right. Thank you so much. Well, that was another clip of mine from one of my films titled Game Over. All right. So we talked about 10 business principles there, and he said the last thing is don't steal my money.
Don't steal my money. I mentioned it earlier that you have even staffs and personnel to handle. Just deploy tech.
That one is very important.
If saying it 1 million times will not stop them from doing.
Yeah.
Just to put system in place.
You see, I want us to sign up for today, and we have a lot to say. In fact, if we take that one alone, the last clip we looked at, every point there, talking about the customer, which is one of the things I want to get into today before, but I know that we can't get into it. Okay, so we will converge again for everyone who is seeing this. We'd like to come together again. We'd like you to be part of this conversation, and some of those people drop comments. We really appreciate your comment, and we'll encourage people that join us. You can drop a comment. We'll read your comment. We'll display your comment, and other people also can learn from your comment. Thank you so much for today. We have hit 1 hour, 23 minutes, and Dr. Shogo Shindaro, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you very much.
Adinka Ali, the incoming governor, thank you for coming. We appreciate We appreciate the tenacity and the wisdom that God has given to all of us. I'm going to sign out today, everybody. My name is Godwin. I've been speaking with my friends, and I believe you've learned so much today about the subject, the cost of doing business in Nigeria. We haven't come to discourage you. We have tried to help you to see the things you need to put in place to be able to successfully run a business. I didn't bring a theoretician to you, people that don't have the knowledge. They start from the cradle. They've been able to build. They build successful businesses. They have burnt their hands in the press of doing business, all right? And they have also prospered, and they have things to share. I want to encourage you to join us next week again by the grace of God. We will push it further by looking at other subjects. If you can't make next week, we'll make another day on Saturday, and God is going to bless us greatly. Thank you for coming. God bless you, everybody.